Alright, you guys, back with another Goosebumps episode. Today I watched Bad Hair Day, which was about this kid named Tim who goes to a magic show to Amazo, the magician, who's the best magician ever, according to Tim. And he goes there, but then he becomes trapped in the magician's underground place where whenever the trick happens where he's in the box, he gets thrown underneath in a slide down to this room, and he gets trapped down there. And he eventually breaks out and takes his magic kit with him. And he and his sister Jenny use this magic trick with his suitcase full of magic tricks. Sorry, words trying to talk. but they take the magic suitcase and they use these magic tricks. But then he realizes that he finds this rabbit that has been prisoner to Amazo for a long time. And then you realize at the end of the episode that Amazo was actually trapped that guy, made him into a rabbit because this guy's an evil magician. But then Tim actually lets him loose, and then the guy turns human, the guy was a rabbit, and then he turns Amazo into a rabbit. And then he says to Tim, like he turns him into a rabbit too and makes him part of the show, and then he just stays part of the show. He becomes a rabbit prisoner, but he likes to be part of the magic show. And that's how it ends. It's Tim becomes a slave to the new guy who was the rabbit, and him and Amazo are now rabbit slaves. That was kind of a weird way to end it, but I thought that overall that was fun about it. But this kid actor is just kind of silly. I don't know how to I don't know. This kid is not very great. He's just really weird in a way where I'm just like, oh, it's kind of unfortunate. He's not awful, but I'm like, man, that sucks. He's not that great. But I like that idea, and I like the plot of this, and I like that this was more of it wasn't as spooky. It was just a magic thing, and then the evil sorcerer was really silly and over the top, but he was fun. I like that guy who played the evil sorcerer that was the rabbit before, that Amazo turned into a rabbit. But then of course he does a reverse where Amazo becomes the rabbit and then Tim becomes the rabbit. But I just think it's funny on the end, he just gives away his free will, Tim does, and he's just like, oh, I'm just going to be a part of the show. That was interesting. It's not like a downer episode, but it's like, oh, so you're just going to be a rabbit forever. That's just kind of odd. At least to me anyway, so I don't know. But I thought this one was overall pretty fun, and I really did enjoy it a lot. I thought that the acting isn't that great from that little kid. He's alright. But everybody else is totally fine. This is a very fine episode, and there's not much else I could say about this one. It's pretty much just, it's fun. It's a fun, silly time, and the other performances are totally fun and silly, but the kid actor, the main character, just kind of he wasn't that great. So I enjoyed this episode for what it was, but as is, it's totally fine with a few little things that I have a couple issues with, but they're not big issues. It's just oh, okay, that's just kind of silly. And the ending I didn't have an issue with, but I'm like, man, that's an ending where it's okay, this kid's gonna be a slave forever. Alright, we'll see how that goes in life. We'll see how that goes for you, kid. So, anyways, that's all I can really say about this episode. I thought this one was good, but it didn't have a lot to talk about. So, overall, this is a totally fine Goosebumps episode, and stay tuned for more.